Let's ask Ohio Senate candidate JD Vance. JD, welcome to the show. So you are not just running for Senate, you are also a Catholic, indeed a convert to Catholicism. So what do you wish that the president and the Pope discussed during that meeting? Because they say that they discussed the moral responsibility of climate change, and that's all we heard about from that meeting.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that I always admired about the Catholic Church and, of course, the Christian faith more generally is that it really deals in timeless and eternal truths. And I think that from the sanctity of human life, of course, the abortion issue, to the importance of families, of fathers being in the home, we know that one of the biggest drivers of childhood poverty in our own country is the lack of fathers in the home. I wish that the President and the Pope had talked about those timeless issues instead of focusing on the liberal order of the day. I mean, at the end of the day, the Christian faith is not just feel-good liberal politics with some grandfather in the sky. It's a deeply rooted tradition that I think should inform public policy in a very rich way. It sounds, if you judge just by the president's perception of it, that it was really a garden variety conversation about liberal politics, and I think that's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, you're so right. The Catholic faith really puts a deep emphasis on family. In fact, they call the Catholic Church calls the family the domestic church. And of course, Jesus himself was born into a family, which should give us some indication of how important family is to the idea of Christianity. I will say this, Canon 9115 of the Catholic Church says, those obstinately persevering in manifest grave sin are not to be admitted to Holy Communion. And yet, Joe Biden says that in his conversation with the Pope told him, you're a good Catholic and you should receive Holy Communion. Now, what wasn't mentioned, I should say, JD, is I don't know if the Pope said go to confession first, but we don't know. But again, this issue of abortion is causing a lot of confusion among rank-and-file Catholics.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And of course, you know, I'd love to hear the Pope's perspective on this too. But you know, judging from what Joe Biden said and also what Nancy Pelosi did a couple of weeks ago when she had her audience with the Pope, what ends up happening is that these left-wing politicians, they come to Rome, they basically get the blessing of the Pope, and they use it almost as a cover for their ultra-liberal politics. I mean, at the end of the day, if I was going to talk to the Pope, and I never have spoken to the Pope, I would say you should appreciate that these liberal politicians are really using you to get a good political moment out of this without really investigating some of the core reasons why they're not popular among Christians in their own country. At the end of the day, Christians really believe in protecting the sanctity of the unborn. That's a critical Catholic part of the faith, but also other Christian, other Christian denominations as well. And yet, the sitting president of the United States claims to be a devout Christian and really is pursuing the most radical pro-abortion, anti-life agenda I've ever seen in my life. Something about that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, doesn't make sense to me either as a fellow Catholic. Thanks for joining us, JD, and good luck with your race.